Hey, my name's Paul. I play drums for the band Silverstein.
Alright, this is Broken Records Magazine, ready for the interview. How do you find out about Scream It Like You Mean It?
Basically, our booking agent brought it to our attention and said that they might be interested in having us on board, and we talked about it and thought it was a great idea, especially the economy being the way it is. It's all about supplying a tour for the fans that has a lot of value, a lot of bands, a lot of good bands of one genre or around that just makes it really fun. It's more of a full day thing, so you're not just going to see a couple bands late at night. You get a little bit more bang for your buck, and we were pretty excited about that idea.
Gotcha.
So it came together.
There a state that you're going to be playing in that you're excited about?
What's that, sir?
A state or a city that you're
I mean, we just been around the States a couple months ago. We love, touring America and basically anywhere. We always have a good time.
Yeah.
I think, we're always excited to get out to California. It's one of our favorite states. We just love it out there. But, Jersey's, even today, Jersey's one of our best markets and always really welcoming to us. So stoked to kick it off today.
Gotcha. Anybody on this lineup you're a fan of and looking forward to seeing?
I'm just really excited to see Emery again. We toured with Emery years and years ago, and just ran into them all over the world at different times. So glad to reunite with that band. And,
That's awesome. As a child, what was your favorite tour that you've been to? Anything that stuck out in your mind?
I've seen so many shows, so many tours and everything. One of the coolest things I went to, I guess, more of an event, was Hellfest when that was still going on, back in '01. It was really cool to see so many awesome bands, and that was a pretty cheap ticket too back then for what you saw, and being young and seeing a lot of bands for the first time ever, and one of the biggest kind of festivals at that time was really exciting for me.
Gotcha. On your 10-year CD DVD, you have all 9 of your videos. Is there a time where one of your music videos stood out from the rest as far as creative process, most enjoyable?
I mean, every video is just completely different from the making process to the director to how we filmed it, when and where. So it's kind of cool that they were all so different, and reliving that kind of really spans our entire career, and it's exciting to look back on that. I'm a really big fan of our newest video for American Dream. I thought,
oh, that came out great, man.
Yeah, it was really fun to make, and it looks really cool, and I'm really excited about that. So, and maybe because it's fresh.
Yeah.
But I mean, that and even Vices before that was cool, because we worked with this director named Robbie Starbuck, who actually did the DVD, and he's just really good at pushing you and trying something us out of the box and really capturing something special. And I think it's cool that after 9 videos, you've really learned a lot about making them, and now we're really comfortable with it. And and I think it's just gotten better. And I think it's nice to see the progression, because the first one compared to the latest one, there's a lot that's changed. It's become a lot better, in my opinion. So it's definitely cool.
Gotcha. I saw the documentary, the one that you did a year ago on YouTube. It's called Making of the Shipwreck in the Sand, which is for your most recent album. Did you have a feeling that Vices and American Dream would eventually be your singles, or is it just experimenting with everything then deciding?
The single process for us has always been just kind of after the fact. I mean, we make albums, we don't make singles, some artists might write a song for radio or for single purposes. And I mean, we usually finish the record and we're what song best represents this album? And that's why we took the lead with Vices, because we kind of felt it was pretty aggressive, but it also represented what we were doing at that time. So we picked that as a start. And then American Dream, we just really loved the song. We thought it came out great in the studio. We added a lot of production to it, a lot of different things that made it special. So we wanted to give it a shot, and that's basically what we did with those.
Yep.
How do you feel your music has changed since your first album, and why should a fan continue to listen to Silverstein?
I think we've grown as musicians and tried to evolve and even experiment with some different things. Well, our first album, I guess, maybe has its style. Moving beyond that, we kind of brought in some other styles and some different elements and some different instruments, and really tried to develop beyond that. Our last record, Shipwreck, was a concept record, both thematically and lyrically and artistically. And that was fun, and we're trying to do things that are still different but still maintaining our roots and our style. So even though we do evolve, we always try to do callbacks to where we came from and how we used to sound. And I mean, we're not looking at slowing down anytime soon. We're just continuing to push the envelope for our band and try new things.
And I know it might not be a great source, but according to Wikipedia, you guys got your name from the author and musician Shel Silverstein.
Yeah,
Is
true.
that true, and why?
Yeah, we named the band after the author Shel Silverstein. Basically, when picking the name and starting out as a band, we wanted something that had some meaning, and like growing up, like reading some of the poetry, and when we first started, his work was like kind of scattered upon the basement that we were rehearsing in. So just kind of looking from inspiration and picking from that, that's kind of where we did that. It's, you know, some bands pick band names that just sound cool, and we had something that had a little bit more meaning and simple too. It's very simplified.
And like based on his work as an artist and an author, is that why your first two album covers are, you know, they're kind of really cool? Like with the, you got the robot with the heart, and the second one with the waterfront with the girl. Did you draw inspiration from anything that he did there, or that was just kind of an idea you guys came up with?
All the artwork stuff, it's been our concept and our ideas. And then we have a great artist named Martin Whitfield who hand illustrates everything. So it's all original artwork made for us. And really the best thing about it is just that we have a lot of value in our work, and we feel that, you know, you can make the best music in the world, but you need something to like kind of wrap that in and present it, and we see a lot of importance and value in doing that. So, you know, it's just been important for us to do those things. You know, it's art and music and just in like paintings or whatever is very value to us.
Something I found really interesting, like when we were interviewing like earlier bands like We Came as Romans and Close to Home, they were like, oh, we listened to Silverstein when we were growing up, and I noticed on the new album you covered bands like No Effects, Saves the Day. Who are your musical influences overall?
I mean, you know, naming those two bands, like definitely Saves the Day, like right back to their first record. I mean, we were listening to that when we were in high school. You know?
That was amazing.
So, and then like No Effects, I mean, Punk and Drum, like and all those records that were like late 90s and like coming into when we were starting as a band influenced us too. I mean, a lot of other bands like Cave In or Piebald or like even Converge and stuff like that also influenced us. So we kind of drew a lot of different influences over the years and stuff. But you know, we still listen to a lot of different music, and some of those bands that influenced then we still listen to today.
Definitely, man. All right, that pretty much ends it up. This is Broken Records Magazine, and expect more.
Thanks, guys.